Hi everyone. I'm just waiting for the attendees to come in. I can see them coming in now. So welcome to World Postcard Day. I'm going to hand over to Constantia, who's going to kick off.
Hi everyone, happy Postcard Day. The Postcrossers here will know me as being the organiser of the London meetups. The Stampexy people will probably know me as being the brightly coloured philatelist from Grosvenor. I myself first joined Postcrossing well over a decade ago now. I was one of the early ones when my grandma saw an article about it in a newspaper and declared it to be a scam to get people's addresses. Being the stubborn 18-year-old I was, I of course ignored her sage advice and signed up. And then so over a decade later, lots of postcards later and lots of meetings later, I've had a lot of fun. I was actually at a Postcrossing meetup where I was lucky enough to meet the founders of Postcrossing, Ana and Paulo, who are going to give us a little chat about sort of what Postcrossing is and how they took it from naught to nearly 60 million postcards in just over 15 years, I think it is. And then after that, we'll hear from Graham Winters, who is the chairman of the IBPS, a philatelist, and perhaps most importantly, a postcard collector. So I think, firstly, I will pass you over to the king and queen of Postcrossing themselves, Ana and Paulo.
Oh, thank you so much, Constance. So we're gonna talk a little bit about Postcrossing and how about the idea for the World Postcard Day came about, and then we'll pass on the word to you guys.
So first, hello everyone for all postcrossers and non-postcrossers. So just to give some context for those that are not familiar with postcrossing, I'm going to talk a little bit about what it is and how it works. So postcrossing was an idea that started 15 years ago already. It's essentially a worldwide community that loves to exchange postcards. Anyone can join, and the way it works is you send a postcard to someone at random, because Postcrossing assigns someone to you randomly. When that person receives your postcard, someone else sends you a postcard back. So it's very simple to participate. You send postcards and you get postcards back, and it's always random. You don't know where you are going to send to, and you don't know where it's going to come from. So it's always a surprise. Just to give some context on the project these days, even though it started in a very small idea with a small website, over the years it has grown a lot, and these days we are around 800,000 members around the world in over 200 countries, and we have passed 58 million postcards. So our community it's extremely passionate about postcards. What we've been experiencing during these 15 years is that we are seeing that there's a lot of interest again by postcards. Not so much in the collecting side of things, which still exists, of course, but more about connecting through the postcards to have this tangible thing that feels now even more important when everything is so fast and digital. Having something that arrives in your mailbox that you can touch and put in your fridge, it's becoming special again. And we are seeing a lot of people around the world very enthusiastic about this, which for us, makes us really proud.
From this enthusiasm, so I'm going to explain a little bit how the World Postcard Day came about. From this enthusiasm, we started doing some research. Of course, we were interested in postcards. We want to learn more about them. And we noticed last year that postcards were about to celebrate their 150th anniversary on October 1st. But there was not much going on to celebrate the day. And to us, this day was so special. So we thought, no, we're going to throw a big party. We're going to do all the research, contact all the post offices, and let's just throw postcards a party. We have the community for it. So let's do it. And we did. We contacted everyone we could think of, from museums to postal operators. We made a little website, we researched everything, and then at some point things started to move on their own. Like we got contacts from libraries, from schools who also wanted to participate in this celebration. And last year, the 150 years of postcards was such a big event, such a joyous event, that after, when it was done, we thought, it would be really nice if this thing continued, right? Like if there was a day in the year where postcards could be celebrated. And then we looked, and what better day would it be than the 1st of October, the anniversary of postcards. So we continue doing these contacts with post offices, with postal museums, and with the Postcrossing community, of course, at the center of it all. And so it resulted in this year, we have the World Postcard Day for the first time. And we're very happy and proud of today being the day that we celebrate.
And a bit overwhelmed because everybody's celebrating it all over the world. It's been quite something.
Yeah, we've heard from, for instance, in Croatia, Post contacted all the schools in the country, and 500 of them signed up to receive materials to send postcards with the children on this day. The Singapore Philatelic Museum did the same thing there in their schools. So things are happening all over the world. A lot of children are writing their first postcards, and it makes us really happy and proud of what is going on. So, Constance.
Okay, fab. Yeah, thanks for that, guys. I think we're now going to go over to Graham Winters. He's going to give us another little chat.
This. I'm unmuted. Oh, sorry, I think.
No, you're not. We can hear you.
Oh, very good. Now, when I was asked to do this, I was asked about, would you say something about the history of the postcard? And I noticed I'm down to do that. And this isn't really about the history of the postcard. It's about why I collect postcards. I've not been a postcrosser yet, but I suspect I will be. Now, Anna mentioned the 150th anniversary. And of course, the postcards that this was the anniversary of was this type of postcard. It was the postcard, which I suppose was the instant messenger of the day. This one is from 1872, and it's please send coals for Fidelity as she's not yet discharged. Do not send coals to Fidelity. She's not yet discharged from hospital yet. We'll write again soon. You know, it's that sort of little note that you could get later in the day. So it's the 150th anniversary of that kind of postcard. But the postcards I think we're talking about are picture postcards. And picture postcards didn't start off until the early 1890s and really got going in the later 1890s and then really took off between 1900 and I suppose about 1925. And why do people collect postcards? For fun. It's a fun thing to do. They're beautiful things. And I think an awful lot of people collect postcards because of where they live. And I lived for a long while in a little town called Pontefract. And the very early postcards from Pontefract are like these. They're court cards. They're small, much smaller size than the standard postcard size. And they were issued usually in sets of 6. Unfortunately, I only have 2 of these. I'm waiting to find the other 4. But there you are. I collect postcards because of where I live. I collect Ceylon as a collecting country. And I had a collection, I still have a small collection called the Industries of Ceylon. So I collect postcards, and these are beautiful. And you'll recognize these 2 industries, the tea industry and the rubber industry, hugely important for the economy of the island. They both still are hugely important for the economy of the island. And so another reason for me to collect postcards. Now, the reason that I'm holding them up to the screen is that Isabel asked me to make it a really informal chat about postcards. I think this probably does it. So I collect postcards because of my collecting interest area. Now, for 40, I think it was 43 years, I was a teacher. I was a history teacher, and I collected things to do with schools. I have a drawer, one of my filing cabinets, I have a drawer, which was the education collection. And of course, amongst it, there were all sorts of postcards. There are postcards of schools, of colleges. I mean, this one, for example, not far from where I live, Leeds University in the 19th century. Really pretty postcard. It's still a part, this building's still a part of Leeds University. But I think those of you who know Leeds will recognize the university as looking a little bit more like that now. This is the modern building, which most of the work is that's the library building, actually. So Leeds University, a part of my education collection, collecting because of my job. Now, my main interest throughout my life has been mainly sporting. And the sport, I played cricket, I played hockey, and I played golf. And golf, of course, was the first love. And so I have a large collection of golf. I have a big international exhibit of golf. And golf postcards are legion. You get these beautiful Edwardian ones, the sort of comic postcards where the dogs run off with the ball. And you get, of course, almost inevitably, the beautiful Edwardian ladies given a set of golf clubs, probably never played golf in their life, but there are an advertising card for the actress as much as for the game. So another reason why I collect, and I suspect most people collect postcards. And the next one is, I suppose this was really brought about by an old friend of mine who said, you know, you should collect something a bit different. And I rummaged about in the Salon collection and I found this. And it's beautiful. It's Chinese junks, and they're made up of cutout stamps. And they're really very pretty. And of course, I started looking for other odd novelty cards. So I have a collection of novelty cards and humorous cards. This one was from my Salon collection. And you'll notice that it's from one university, the University College in Kandy, to another university in Cambridge. So it fits into postcard collection. It fits into my collecting area of Salon, and it fits into my education collection. Tremendous. I mentioned comic cards. Well, how about this? There was a very famous artist who did cards of cats. And this is one of his cats, a man called Louis Wayne. And this is one of his cat postcards. But if you look at that and you pull the little tab at the bottom, it does this. Isn't that tremendous? It's a bit gruesome, really. But there you go. Louis Wayne cats. I have a collection of Louis Wayne cards as well. Just because they're fun. They are fun. Another reason for collecting, I inherited a collection from my father. And I've kept it going, and I now exhibit these in various places, and they are quite magnificent. Silk postcards. You'll all be familiar with the First World War silk postcards. I only collect them with butterflies on, because he was a lepidopterist and he was only interested in butterflies. And I've collected these now for a long while, but that one is a First World War card. And this one, much rarer, not perhaps quite as pretty, but the border gives it away. It's a Second World War silk postcard. So I collect silk postcards, really in memory of my dad. So an inherited collection. And finally, a little story. Now, I've got lots of children, and at one time I had 3 children who were sort of 5, 6, and 7. And I used to go out to usually a stamp fair once a month, and then twice a year I'd go to Stampex, and twice a year I'd go to the York Fair. And my wife used to say, you know what, you can go, but I want you to take the kids. And I thought, oh God. And what am I going to, how am I going to entertain a 5-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 7-year-old at a stamp fair? And I came up with a novel idea. I always loved the city of York, and I'd found this postcard. And it's the most famous view, I suppose, of York, looking along the walls, across Lendal Bridge to the Minster. And I thought, right, it's the most common view of York. And there is another one, a slightly more modern one. And I thought, right, I'm going to get the kids to go round to the dealers and find these views of York. And they did. you know, I thought it's never going to work, and it actually did. They actually would go round and they pester dealers for postcards. And I've now got, I have a little collection. It's called Just One Look, because you get this view of York in just about every set of cards ever issued from York. And it's called Just One Look. I only just collect that view of York. So if you come across any, just let me know. So again, something to entertain the kids. It's an entertainment. It's fun. It's something we love doing. And I hope it's something that everybody will carry on doing. I mean, just a little advert. If you're interested in postcards, at Stampex in February 2022, there will be a postcard section. And Sayurita Lasko and myself are going to do a little presentation on postcards. Oh, she's going to do the serious stuff, and I'm going to do the fun stuff, which is fair enough. It will be, I think, an hour, rather like this one. So if you're interested, February 22 is a long, long way away. It'll soon be round, you know. It'll soon be round. When we get rid of this dreadful disease, we'll be fine. So there you are, postcards. Not the history of postcards, but I suppose my history of postcards in a way. And I do wish you well with the postcrossing. It sounds fun. No one has introduced Sam West, who appeared up in the corner there. It was another one of our co-presenters, and of course you'll recognise him from the various things he's acted in. So I'm sure he's going to come on and talk in a minute. So who am I handing back to? Is it Constanza?
It is indeed, yes, because I think we're now.
Constanza. Okay.
Yeah, thank you for that, Graham. Thank you for that informative little talk. We are now going to go on to the bit where we'll show off our favourite postcards. If you would like to do that, I think there's a little button at the bottom of your screen where you can click raise hand. So if you want to show yours, then please raise your hand and we'll come around to you. If I may be so bold, I will start with mine. I was going to bring my first ever postcrossing card that I ever received, but unfortunately it's 200 miles away in Derbyshire, and obviously with the pandemic that wasn't really possible. So I brought you, like Graham, I've got a personal collection of postcards from my hometown, and my hometown is very famous for having a church that's very crooked. So I brought this.
You're from Chesterfield.
Yeah, Chesterfield. They're worried about the church falling down them, so they're gonna leave Chesterfield. Now I would tell you the story about why it's crooked, but it's too rude for a daytime chat. So I think I will swiftly pass on to, I think Sam West has his favourite postcard to show us all now.
Hello.
To kick us off.
Hello, everybody. I'm sorry, did I miss something at the beginning? I'm sorry to arrive late, but it's very nice to be here. Ana and Paulo, it's such a pleasure to meet you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for this most fabulous hobby. It has been just a total joy. It's made my life so much less boring. And I can't thank you enough. It's been totally brilliant, and it's a great pleasure to meet you in person, as it were. And congratulations on the massive success of Postcrossing. I mean, those figures are absolutely remarkable. Hello, everybody. Yes, do I have to tell you all my postcards? Am I talking now for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 1 minute? 10 minutes. Okay, I'll talk for 10 minutes.
How long you feel appropriate?
Okay, well, I'll try not to leave you wanting less. I should say, first of all, how I got into postcards. I was a bit of a lefty troublemaker at school. Well, actually, no, I wasn't. I wanted to be a lefty troublemaker at school. And I was really into kind of sloganeering. And I don't know if you know Leeds Postcard, the socialist postcard manufacturers, but they did a deal where you could get their whole back catalogue for a number of pounds. And that was about 250 cards, including some that weren't made anymore. I managed to find one that I haven't yet sent. This is, that's Sheffield Friends of the Earth. I used to live in Sheffield, so I'm saving this for somebody. So somebody hugging a tree. It's actually a tree hugger. So I bought a lot of cards, only some of which I sent. And so I started having, it's next to me now, an enormous drawer in my desk of postcards I've never sent. And they would have sat there forever, had not about 5 years ago, I discovered on Twitter somebody talking about postcrossing. I'd just become a dad, and our daughter was nearly 2. And I investigated what postcrossing was, and I thought, no, this is brilliant. I mean, this kills so many birds with one stone, I can't even begin to say, because first of all, I can get rid of some of my postcards and I can get some back. And I can also use some of my old postage, which I've got bulk stuff because I've been collecting QE2 stuff for so long and it's not worth very much. And then my best idea was to put my daughter's name in the account so that I sent the cards in her name and she got them back. She couldn't write for a long time, so I drew round her hand and then just did a few words of, you know, what time it was and what the weather was like, and sending a big wave from London, and people seem to like that. And now she writes her own cards. She's 6 now, and she's just received her 592nd card. And because it's World Postcrossing Day, we clicked to send 2 after this meeting. One's going to Germany and one's going to St. Petersburg. Lots of postcrossers in St. Petersburg, aren't there? I have a map actually of this is where we got our first card. I used to have every postcrossing card we'd ever got, but then they came too fast. So I've just done the first one ever. Some quite nice ones from Tunisia, Iceland at the top, lots and lots from Finland, of course, but fewer from Scandinavia itself, fewer from Sweden and Norway. My daughter was really holding out for Sweden. She's very big on Sweden at the moment, but we got one from Sweden the other day, which was nice. We've also had one from Burkina Faso. There is only one postcrosser in Burkina Faso, and we have and we've had one from the Northern Mariana Islands. So 59 countries so far. And when our second daughter got to the age of 2, about the age when the elder one started, I said to my partner, what are we going to do that's got as much value and joy as postcrossing for the younger one? What's going to teach them as much about friendliness and difference, and, as Graham said, the actual thing in your hand, sending news, informing people about stuff, different countries, different stamps, what a country calls itself in its own language, geography, capital cities, weather. And she said, there isn't anything else. You'll just have to start another account for the younger one. So we did. And she's had nearly 100 now, and I'm still drawing round her hand. One of the first ones we got for the elder one said, hello, I wrote this to you about 5 years ago. I wonder if you can read it yet. Isn't that dear? I find that people, when they're writing to children, take it quite seriously. If you say, as she does in her biog, tell me where you live so I can come and visit when I'm older, or tell me about the places that you like so I can have a library of places to visit. They really go into some detail. On her biog, she says, I really like sunsets and I really like 3D magic motion lenticular cards. So this is what happens when you say, I really like sunsets and I really like 3D magic motion lenticular cards. I had to do a special page in the album for this. This is from Finland a couple of years ago. 3D and a sunset and A4. So that was pretty exciting. But this is volume 4 of the postcards, of 5 now, and the younger one's still on her first. Graham, I found this for you. I'm going to send it to you. Bears playing golf. I have it, actually, to be perfectly honest, Graham, I keep this because I have a small collection of boring postcards, which I really like. As you know, some people collect boring postcards. But of course, this to you isn't boring at all. So probably I shouldn't send it to you because it's too interesting. I also found a Stampex card from 2 years ago, which is advertising something that finished in autumn 2018. When I have a lot of cards to send, I tend to get a box. This is one of my favorites, a box of beetles. They're very beautiful. That's a Central American, Mesoamerican beetle. I won't tell you what species it is, but you get 100 of those, and they're very useful when you have to write large numbers. I'm a director as well as an actor, and one of my principles is that I always write to people who audition for me, even if they haven't got the job. Partly because I used to get cards like that from a very few directors, and it meant a lot in periods of unemployment. And partly because you might have really enjoyed the audition and they haven't got the job for all sorts of other reasons. So when I have to write to maybe 70 or 80 people in an evening, I mean, just a few lines, I buy myself a box, and everybody gets a Beatle, or everybody gets a writer, or everybody gets a black and white view or something. But yeah, postcrossing has been an enormously important part of my life, actually, for 5 years. And I'm afraid I never shut up about it, because it seems to me that we are, as a world, and unfortunately in this country possibly more than others, closing in on ourselves a little. We're turning our back on Europe, and we're turning our back on our neighbors, and we're learning fewer foreign languages. I did something I don't know whether people who are listening have ever done. If you go to BBC Genome, you can look up what the BBC showed on radio and television on the day you were born. In fact, you can look it up on any day, but choose the day you're born. It's really interesting. I was born in 1966 and my partner in 1977. And we both looked up last week, and before midday on the days we were born, there had been magazine programs for Asian viewers. There had been programs teaching French, programs teaching German, programs on the international novel. I mean, everything was looking outwards, and you just thought, that's really changed. So postcrossing, I find a really useful way of looking outwards and extending hands of friendship and interest at a time when I think that's actually not just important, I think it's a political duty. That's enough from me, I think.
Okay, fab, thank you very much. Okay, I can see there's a few hands up for some more people that are gonna, we also got some questions, but I think we can go to the questions at the end after we've had a look at some people's postcards. So thanks to Sam, and I will go on to Michelle, sorry for saying this wrong, Michelle Bondisan. I will press allow to talk, and hopefully we should be able to get the screen onto you. Just give us a moment.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you, yes.
Can you see me? Yeah.
And we don't see you, no. Have you got your, at the bottom, you should be able to press a button that says start video, the bottom left.
Okay, yeah, just a second. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we can see you now.
Good. Okay, hello.
Just show your favourite postcard.
Sorry?
You ready to show us your favourite postcard?
I have, well, it's one of my favorite postcards, one of the latest, because I've been doing postcrossing for almost 13 years. I started in January 2008, and I've received 3,500 postcards. So I have about 10 albums like this one. And well, I didn't have enough time to go through all the postcards. So I wanted to show a few, or maybe one. This is one of the latest I've got through Postcrossing. It comes from Germany. And I like it because it's unusual. We get a lot of postcards from Germany because there are a lot of German postcrossers. And often it's all the time the same city views, and they get boring after a while. But this is weird, it's unusual, and it depicts some folk characters, typical of one special region of Germany. And the text is in a dialect from that area because the sender has read my profile and has seen that I'm interested in languages. I love learning languages. So he thought it would be a good idea to send me a postcard to challenge my passion for languages. And I enjoyed reading this dialect. I didn't understand everything, even if I know German, but still it's beautiful. And then I have a couple of postcards from postcrossing meetings. Postcrossing meetings are gatherings among postcrossers in real life, and I like them because they make our hobby more shared, more real, and less alienating, because spending a lot of time writing postcards in your room is interesting, but it isolates you from the world. And meeting people in real life is much more interesting. You talk to people who share your passion, you make friends. And for me, it's also a chance to travel across Europe. And I even organized a very tiny meeting in Morocco when I visited last year. So I look forward to being able to attend more meetings in real life soon, when we'll be available, we'll be able to organize more in security and without this pandemic issues.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
yeah, I love doing postcrossing because it puts you in contact with people rather than for the collection point of view.
Okay, yeah, thank you. I've just seen there's a question actually regarding meetings. Someone's asked if anyone's got married after exchanging postcards. I did know there was a couple who got together after a post-crossing meetup and went out for a couple of years. So we did definitely have a post-crossing relationship. I don't know if Ana and Paulo know any more serious relationships. Have there been any weddings, anything like that from a postcard?
Yeah, there's been a few weddings over the years. I mean, it's kind of inevitable, no? When you put people in touch and you give them kind of a platform to talk, then these things kind of happen. So there's been a few weddings over the years, but overwhelming, people get together on the basis of friendship. No, there's so many friendships being made because of postcrossing, and we're very happy and very grateful for that.
Okay, fab, thank you. I think now we're going to go to Joe Chung. I'll press allow to talk, and again, hopefully we should be able to get you on the video.
Hello. Okay,
Hello.
I'm gonna try. How do you open the
I think the bottom left there should be a button that tells you, that says you can start a video.
let me see.
There should be a button that says mute, and then to the right of the one that says mute, there should be one that start video.
I only see mute, and then there's no other button around.
Not to the just to the right of the mute. There's a little, not a video camera.
No.
Or can you press up for mute and see if there's any video options there? You only press mute. I'll just mute you. So okay, that's just muted you. Okay, we'll maybe come back to you then if we can work out why your video is not working. So we'll come back to you. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Okay. In that case, we'll go to David Sachs, who hopefully we should be able to see.
Yes. Hello, Constance. I'm looking for and everyone.
No.
Graham.
Hello, Constance. Can you, let's see, let me start my video. There we go. Can you see me now? Hello, good morning, everyone. From Memphis, Tennessee, the home of Elvis Presley. Hope you're doing fine, everybody. It's great to see you. I'm more of a philatelist than a deltiologist, although I do have quite a number of postcards in my collection. I'm also the crossword puzzle editor for Lens Stamp News. I've been with them for several years now, and it's certainly a privilege to be with all of you this morning. I'll share a couple of postcards real quickly with you. One of my favorites, I like cats. This is from I believe 1906. It's Sunshine and Shadow. I don't know if you can see it very well. Sunshine and Shadow. It was sent to Mrs. Nora Thomas in Shreveport, Louisiana on June the 6th, I believe 1901. And there we have Sunshine and Shadow. I'm a cat fan. My cat of 19 years, Mr. Music, spelled with an E, M-E-W-S-I-C, passed away just a few weeks ago. I loved him very much. He was great. So another I love is this lovely postcard. I believe it's a Christmas postcard. It was actually sent in the glass scene in the early 1900s in the glass scene to a Miss Lewis Claiborne here in Memphis on Trezevant Street. You can see it has this lovely artist palette on it, and the other raised material on it. Here's the reverse to Miss Thomas. Sorry about the lighting, it's a little bit unusual. I wish I had a little more lighting in front of me here, but let's see, maybe I can move in a little closer. You can see some of the detail from this beautiful card from that time. And then I suppose one of my very favorites, this is a leather postcard. It was made out of leather. It was mailed in 1906 to a lady in Louisiana from Albuquerque, New Mexico, with the Jamestown Exhibition stamp on it. Actually made out of leather, and on the back it says the place where you should be treated the best, and gently the most, home sweet home on the back, the home sweet home illustration on this lovely leather postcard. I don't know if any of you have ever seen one made out of leather before, but that's real leather of all things. So there I also have books full of postcards like these, just crammed full of them, and I could spend from now until Christmas showing you what I have. But anyway, thank you so very much for being with me. You can visit my web pages also, which is full of philatelic material. It's davidsacks.com. That's just DAVIDSAKS.com. It'd be a privilege to have you. I also have a free philatelic library. It has hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of free articles and books that you can spend a lifetime there. So thank you so very much, Constance. Thank you. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening to everyone all over the world, and thank you so very much, and God bless all of you. Thank you for allowing me to be with you this morning from Memphis. Go Elvis.
Thank you. That leather one's
See,
great.
there's Elvis behind me, by the way.
He's in the building. Okay, fab. I think we'll go to Elizabeth Heisey. Again, I apologise a lot to everyone for my pronunciations of all your names, which is very hypocritical given my name's Constanza. But anyway, if we can go over to Elizabeth Heisey.
I can talk to you, but I don't know. I haven't got.
Oh, you've not got video?
I should.
Well, do you want to give us a little sentence about your favourite postcard then?
I was going to show a postcard that I happen to have behind me that had a view of York, okay. And I was wondering whether Graham had it. It's made out of wood, and it's produced by the Wooden Postcard Company. And if he hasn't got one, I would be delighted to send it to him.
Oh,
Graham, do you have a?
That would be lovely. No, I don't have. I do collect, strangely, all these odd, different types of postcards, but I do have an exhibit of leather postcards, but I do not have a wooden one. Certainly not of York.
Offline, if you would send me your address, I will mail it to you.
That's great. Thank you very much.
And as I don't have any video, I will mute myself.
it was a very good description, though.
Okay, Fab, thank you. Okay, can I ask when you've spoken to put your hand down so I don't get too confused? Okay, we'll go to Miss Shelby.
Hello.
Hi.
Well, first of all, hi. It's nice to. Can you all see me? Because I've been having some video challenges.
Yeah, we can't see you.
Darn it. It's weird because normally Zoom will ask you when you first sign in to join with a video, and it did not do that.
Give us a moment, see if we can. I think is it because they're not a panelist, perhaps.
Yeah, could be. Well, that makes things challenging.
Do you want to try bottom left now? Because you're now panelist. So try the bottom left and see.
You are. Hello.
Something changed. Something suddenly changed with the view because all the usual settings weren't there. So, hey, excellent. First of all, thank you, Ana and Paulo, because, this has just been, an awesome thing for me. I once read about postcrossing. When I first read about it, it was a little tiny blurb in a magazine. And I shared it with my friend. I'm like, hey, she didn't stick with it. She sent about 30 something cards, and I'm now approaching like 670 something. So I'm coming up on my 700th here soon. Yes, I'm excited. So anyway, there's so many, it's hard to pick just one favorite, but I do have like a wall. Yeah, no, it's not within view, but it's way back on the other side of my apartment from where I am. That's got a map of the world. And then I've got some shelves where I'll just kind of rotate, because I can only do about 9 postcards on it. And so one that has been up there and will probably stay up there because of the message on it and the design is... And it's shaped, if I hold it back, it's shaped like a book. So the fact that, life is a journey, not a destination. This one, not surprising, came from Germany because, as we said before, they're very active postcrossers in Germany. And I'm looking, this is when they were still at the 6 million. I was trying to, 2018. So I've had this one quite a while up on my display, but that would have to be, and it's a map. So it just seems kind of fitting for the fact that you've got everybody around the world on that. So I would share others, but I only brought the one, so let's allow other people some time. But anyway, so this was awesome. So thank you very much. And back to you, Constanza.
Okay, fab, thank you very much. We'll go on to Bertha King now. Let me just press some buttons. I think again we need to promote her up to. Oh, there we go.
You've got Elizabeth Heisey as well now.
Have I? Oh, okay. We'll go back to her. Okay. Sorry, we've gone to Elizabeth Heisey again. Sorry about that. So fab.
So here is the view of York on a wooden postcard.
Yeah, definitely don't have that one.
Okay, I will be delighted to send it to you.
That's lovely. Thank you. Now, you need to tell me something that you collect so that I can send you something that you would like.
I don't know, were you listening to my telling stories of postcards that I did for the Collectors Club like 3 weeks ago?
No, I missed that.
I'm collecting postcards of Cuban tobacco making, exaggerated. I have amazing amount of collection. I don't have them in albums, I have them in boxes. Yeah. There's a great lady over here called Mary Martin who has cardboard postcard boxes. Yep. And I have them all around my office. Yep. So anyway, I will be delighted to send you the York.
Thank you very much. I'll find something to do with tobacco.
Okay.
I'll do let's move the spotlight over. I think, there we go.
Yeah, hello, I'm Birte. I'm a philatelist, but I collect postcards as well. As Graham, I've got a local collection from my hometown in Denmark, but I also collect postcards to fit into my open philately exhibit. And my favorite one, which I've had for a very long time now, is this card. It's from 1937. It's sent within Denmark. And I like used cards because they're messages. This is produced by the Women's Disarmament Committee in Geneva. And as Sam West says, you can use postcards for political messages. This one is probably a little bit earlier than the Leeds postcards. This has got obvious women against war. which is one of my unfortunately favorite topics. And you can see where the money is spent. Nothing much to say, except that it is actually printed in 4 languages. So you've got English, French, German, and Spanish, both at the corners of the cards and on the bottom. So a political message in a postcard. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll go on to, oh, sorry. We'll go on to Andy Craich now. Again, apologies for all my terrible pronunciations.
It's Craich.
Craich, sorry.
Waiting for video. There we go.
Yeah. And you should be able to, there we are. And then we think we need to put the spotlight on you. Give us one moment. Oh, let me remove that one. There we go. Go ahead.
All right. Good morning from Santa Cruz, California. I'm going to switch my camera so you can see how I display the latest of my cards over here. And I really like what Sam was saying about, you know, connecting all over the world. So I'll just kind of take you through the last few cards I've gotten. So I got one from actual postal workers in Latvia. They have a postcrossing group. Even though it's not my birthday, I got a birthday card from the Czech Republic. And my avatar, my name on Postcrossing is Planetarium Dude, because I've worked in planetariums for the last 20, 25 years. So a lot of people send me views of the night sky and things like that. It's just amazing how many stories just with the last few cards I've gotten. So these 2 cards you see, I received on the same day, one from Germany, one from Australia. By coincidence, both of them were from students studying psychology in school. And one of them got very personal about personal struggles and overcoming them. So, you know, a lot of times you go a little bit deeper with people, and that's kind of nice. There's one from Lake Baikal in Siberia. This one, I just arrived this week from China, and it was sent in November of last year. So you can only imagine what kind of journey that postcard had. It's actually a cut up bit of Chinese calendar. And this one also had a little trouble here because it got wet. So there are stamps on the front that came off. And then you know, the stamps got ripped here, but they got taped back together, but somehow it made it. And this is one I really like. This is from Poland, traditional costume. And I don't know if you can see it on the video, but just walking through the room here, when I see it, it just kind of pops out like it's just alive. And then because I like space science and such, these last few are from the same postcrosser in Hungary. And so this is the first Hungarian cosmonaut that went into space. So I learned things about space that I don't know because I got this perspective from elsewhere in the world. And this is another cosmonaut at the end there. So yeah, I just like to kind of confirm what Sam was saying about, you know, meeting people all over the world. There's a very, one of my favorite astronomy authors, Guy Ottewell. I think he's a British expat living on the East Coast now. He wrote this book called The Astronomical Companion. And on his website, he has this small little page about xenophilia. So we're all familiar with the term xenophobia, the fear of the stranger, and xenophilia is the opposite, you know, so taking an interest in people different from them. And really postcrossing satisfies that curiosity for me. And it's great to be kind of confronted with, you know, you have your own, or I have my own, you know, kind of cliches about people in other places, and they get shattered every time I receive a card. So thank you, Paulo and Ana.
Okay, fab, thank you. I think I've just realised I've only got 10 minutes left on the clock, and we've got about 8 people that still want to show. So if I can ask the people that come after to just be as brief as possible now, because we've also got some questions to answer as well, and I've just realised the slight time constraint we have. I'm gonna swing back to, I can see you've got a video now, Joe Chung, so I'm gonna put the spotlight on you and ask you to go crazy. Just one moment, move spotlight, there we go.
Okay. Hi everyone, I'm Joe. I'm my Postcrossing account name is Wingting Chung, which like Wingting is my actual Chinese name. I'm from Beijing, China, and I'm actually pretty new to Postcrossing. Like I actually started like 2 months ago, so like I haven't received any postcard yet, but like I'll just show some postcards that I've got here. So this one I got from the Toronto Zoo. I got this from a friend that went to Canada for schooling, and then that was, so it's quite a long way, and then there's like a 12-hour time difference, but it's pretty nice to like receive this from my friend. And then it's like, interestingly, I have a cat called like Leopard, so it's kind of like related. And then also I'm in this like online community that we all do like kind of like digital art. So and then we will like print these like postcards, but we never actually like send them. But I would love to send them to like people all around the world. For these are like some of the ones that I love the most. Yeah. Okay, thanks. Yeah, okay. Is my tie up there yet, or I'll just show this. This is like,
go on.
Okay, this is like a photograph by Jimmy Marble. I got this like a set of postcards from him. I think it's 100 postcards, and then like this is my favorite one. So I'm probably going to keep this, but probably going to send the others. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, they're very pretty. You definitely should do. Thank you. We're going to go to Tom Bowman. Oop, wrong button. Sorry. We'll go to Tom Bowman now. He's disappeared. What have I done? Tom Bowman, can you hear me? Oh, there he is.
Yes, I can. It went through the cycle and it killed itself, and then it came back up. So that's all right.
Okay.
This is one I just got from the Netherlands. Oh, I thought that was pretty neat. She used her old stamps that she saved and taped them to the front of the card, and that's the back. So that's the kind of thing I look forward to. Enjoy it. I just got my anniversary note from Ana and Paulo. So 8 years, over 3,800 cards out and in. Go ahead, next person, go.
Okay, fab, thank you. Okay, we're going to Nicole Galvin.
Hi, can you hear me?
We can hear you. Just let me put you on the spotlight. Give me one moment.
Hi, I'm Nicole. So I got this postcard from one of my pen pals who's in Norway. And I believe I met her through Postcrossing. And then this one I got very recently from a postcrosser in Canada. It's made out of birch. And she actually sent it to me as a thank you for sending her some ear savers that I had knitted and mailed to her during the beginning of the quarantine. So, and then in July, I entered this lottery that was in the Postcrossing forum. And so for September, I was the North American winner of the month. And so I received all of these lovely postcards from different people. And then this is the one that I picked for the winner for October. So this person will receive postcards from other people that are hoping to win for November.
Oh, fab, yeah. So that's also another part of Postcrossing that I don't know if everyone's aware of is watching, that you can join the forum and you can arrange more swaps and things like that there. So it's a good place to be.
Yeah.
Okay, fab. Thank you very much. We'll go to Kayla now. Thank you. Give the thing a moment. Okay, fab.
Can you see me yet?
We can give us one moment to move other people's spotlights. Yes, do you want to start? We can see you.
Okay, I see me now too. Okay, hi, thank you. It's hard to pick one postcard, but I just wanted to quickly share this one. I really like the quirky ones, and it's just a free postcard, like a free ad one, but I thought it really, the Talk to Strangers really kind of encapsulates what postcrossing is about. So I really liked receiving that one, because we often think of talking to strangers maybe like when we're younger that it's a bad thing, but then it becomes a good thing. So I just wanted to share that one.
That's fab. That's my favourite one so far. I love that one. Okay, fab. We'll go to Adrian. Adrian now, whoever username is Adrian. Thank you. Oh dear, what have I pressed?
Mute. I've got lost. Hello, is anyone there?
One
Hello,
moment.
Adrian. We can hear you.
Yeah, I've just got. I'm fairly new to. Hang on, let's try this. I'm fairly new to Zoom. Right, can you see me yet?
We can't.
Yeah, start video. Try that. I can see myself.
Yes, I saw you then.
There we go.
Hey. Right, I'll make it quick. I collect early postcards. I also collect Derbyshire postcards, which Constanza might appreciate.
Yeah,
I love this. I love this one. It's sent from Carlisle. It shows wrong way around on this one, but it's sent from December 24th, 1870. So Christmas Eve one from Carlisle. It's done so neatly that it's untrue. It's got a slightly rain damage. It's a really early Christmas card, and the amount of work that's gone into painting that is incredible. So that's one of my favourite. Even though it's slightly damaged, I just think it's wonderful. As I said, I collect 19th century postcards, among other things. Like Derbyshire postcards, Sheffield postcards, Titanic postcards, and, well, whatever. Now, I'll be quick again. I've been looking for I don't know whether Constance will know, but my village is Drumfield Woodhouse, which is between Sheffield and Chesterfield.
I know Drumfield. I know it well.
I finally managed to get a card of the post office where my father once lived many years ago. And somebody on the website, on the Facebook page, Drumfield, said, "Did you know it went for £57?" I said, "Oh, yes, I did." This is also quite personal. These are called Clarion Ramblers. They were in Derbyshire. Again, early in the 20th century. And that's a photograph of Clarion Ramblers. And it's been posted, it's been used. Again, they just use it like a telephone. Many happy returns. Could you come up Saturday afternoon while Sunday night? Just like they would have had a telephone. And the point is they knew to get there the next day or even the same day. And that's my aunt and my father and uncle there. So that's a personal touch by the Derbyshire postcards. So that's me, and it's really good to see people from all over the world.
But especially Derbyshire.
Especially
Derbyshire, yes.
Okay, Fab, thank you very much. We'll go to Mark Bailey now.
Constanza, may I step in before Mark, because I have to go and look after my child. I'm really sorry, but I wanted to ask one question to the group before I go.
Okay, good question.
This is what I would do if this was properly Stampex. I know that a lot of dealers are worried about the future of the hobby. I think needlessly. I think what we've proved today is that people still love using stamps, but I would really like to see an organized campaign to get dealers who have excess postage, cheap postage, to donate or sponsor a school local to them so that children can do postcrossing as a class. Because I seriously, I mean, I've said this to the founders earlier, I seriously can think of no hobby that a group of young people can do that will teach them more about languages, about geography, about friendliness. And the only difficulty is that in Britain, since privatization, sending postcards has become quite expensive. But if you can donate old QE2 stuff to children so that they have to not only add up, so it's quite good for maths as well, add up lots of little stamps to make £1.65 or whatever outrageous price it is now, then not only will they get good at that, they'll also get really into the old stamps that they've been given, and then they'll want to collect them more when they're older. And with that, I'm afraid I have to go. Thank you so much for hosting this. It's been thrilling. It's been wonderful to meet the founders, and I'm sorry I can't stay and look at more brilliant cards, but I hope to get one or receive or send one to you all in the future.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a great idea, Sam. I like that.
Oh, good. I'm glad you heard that, Graham. Well, anything I can do to make it happen, let me know. Okay.
Yeah. Good.
Cheers.
Okay, Fab. Well, thanks for coming, and I hope the childcare involves postcards. Okay, Fab. Thanks. See ya. We'll go to Mark Bailey now.
Yeah. Thank you. And it's good that Sam mentioned stamps as well as cards, because I love these. I'm going to put these up. Hopefully, we can all see them. I've got a whole series of these. Do you see what they've done? They've taken a stamp and they've chopped it and they've put it to make the head of the figure shown in the postcard. So there's one there from Les Pays-Bas, so the Netherlands, one there from New South Wales, and these date from 1901. These were produced in France, so these stamps were contemporary at the time. And I think they're just really fun. They're clearly cartoons. They're slightly lampooning the various countries. There we are. That's what happens in Great Britain. But the point is, they're really good fun, and they combine a real piece of stamp with the postcards. I think that'll do me.
Okay, Fab. Thank you, Mark. Okay, we'll go to Jane Kaiso. Jane Kaiso, are you there? Can you hear?
Yes, I can hear. Thank you.
You should now be able to share your video.
Hi.
There you are.
Thank you. First of all, a massive thank you to Paulo and Ana. I think it's the most amazing thing. I retired recently and I want every child in the school I used to teach at to become involved. That's my aim. I've got the head teacher in. She's a postcrosser now. I think this card just symbolises what postcrossing sort of is all about to me. Somebody bothered to read my profile, knew I was interested in the environment, and chose to send a help save the bees. And what it also said to me was just how wonderfully random postcrossing is, because I sent a message back when I registered the card saying I really felt we had something in common. And then when I actually read her profile, it turns out she has 10 cats. And I just thought it was so funny because I'm kind of allergic to cats. I love reading the profiles and finding out that some people love cards, which are actually the cards I would least like to receive. But what's wonderful is we're all in it together. So thank you, Paulo and Ana. I just think it's brilliant, and a brilliant way forward for children to learn so much about the world and friendship. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll go over to Mia G now.
Let's see. Where am I? It's the first time I've actually used Zoom.
Okay.
Start video. There we are. Allow.
Okay, just let me try and get you on Spotlight. It's not giving me the option. Give me 1 minute. There you are. Right, you're up.
Well, my name is Maya. Hello, Constanza. We've met on the forum, haven't we, a few times?
Your name rung a bell. I was like, that's a name I recognise.
Fairyfoot. That's another story. My favourite postcards, I think I dug these out for the video that we did, and we submitted pictures, didn't we, of the favourite postcards. This is the Imagine Peace Tower in Iceland. It's one of my favourites. And another one is this one from Japan. And it says, "Welcome to our wondrous circle of friends." And that sums up postcrossing perfectly. I've had the honour of meeting a few postcrossers when I went to the Dublin meet a few years ago. And from other meets, some people have sent me postcards, and this is from a Cornish maiden, Zella, and Toucans when they met up in Newquay in 2011. So you don't need to guess now on the forum what that is. And another one of my favourites, I wonder who sent this postcard. This is from Anna. Thank you very much. And you were living in, where was it? Slovenia at the time. Thank you so much. And thank you for everything you all do.
Oh, look at that. Thank you.
Oh, Fab, thank you very much. We'll go to Becky Street. We've got two people left with their hands. We've got Becky Street next.
Hello?
Becky Street, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Do you hear me?
And we can hear you, but we can't see you yet.
There it is. All right, this is the first. Okay, there I am. Okay, I went to. I've been postcrossing for about.
Just give us one moment to keep you on this spotlight. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Give me 1 moment. There you are. Go ahead.
Okay, I've been at this for 11 years, and for a while I had my mom on there as she liked Elvis postcards, but she recently passed, and I just wanted to thank my postcrossing family for all the Elvis postcards that they sent my mother. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's it.
Oh, thank you. Okay, 1 moment. We'll go to, 1 second. Give me 1 moment. I think, okay, we'll go to exploring stamps next.
Hello, am I on?
We can hear you. I've pressed a weird button.
Okay.
Oops.
Oh, can you see me?
No,
I mean,
you should. No, we can see your name. You should be able to press start video now. I think because now you're a host.
Ah, there we go. Hey everyone! Wow, what a cool panel this was. I am. Oh, everyone here is what? 10 years, 15 years. I'm 2 hours postcrosser. So I just joined. I got my first. I'm going to send my first postcard to Germany. So I have a cool postcard for New Jersey. Then I'm going to send that way. But my coolest postcard that I've ever received is from Antarctica, from the Port Lockroy team, British Antarctic Territory. I do videos on YouTube, and I reached out to the British Antarctic team, and they sent me this wonderful card saying, "Hello, Graham, greetings from Antarctica. We have the southernmost operational post office in the world. How cool is that?" from the Port Lockroy team. So there we go.
They certainly do, and I've been there.
Oh, wonderful. Yes, it's a great tourist thing that you can go ahead and send postcards from there to your home.
Yeah, been there, done that, got the T-shirt. Yeah, no, it's wonderful there, Graham.
Terrific.
Okay, Fab, thank you. And I think we can now go to Carmina Roxas. Add spotlight.
Hello.
Go ahead.
Hello. I would just like to say that this is probably my most favorite postcard of all time. It's a Frontliners postcard, and the story behind it is if you donate a certain amount of money, that they will send it to you like a token of appreciation. And just thinking about it, that I helped a frontliner makes me very happy.
Okay, can you hold it up so we can see it? Hold it close to the video. I think you're back. Oh, there we go. Okay, fabulous. Thank you very much. And then we've got one more person. We'll go to Anka. Can you hear us, Anka? Okay, fab. We can see you. Give me one moment to. Oh, you're already on. You're on. Okay, go ahead. We can't hear you. One moment.
Anke, you need to unmute.
Sorry. Yes.
We can hear you.
Hello, all of you. I am Anke from the Netherlands, and I am very fond of Japan. So my favorite card is a Kotachi card from Japan. Oh, it's actually it's not via Postcrossing, but it's in a direct swap in Facebook. So it's a little bit cheating, but this one was from Postcrossing. It's a Tokyo card. And I also like to purchase myself cards from the local shops here, like a little bit vintage cards. This is our cards with nursery rhymes, and they are from 1980. So I like to send them, and some people really like them. That's it. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you very much.
That looked like Kinderzegels.
Yes, kinderpostzegels.
Yeah.
Okay, fab. I'll do the thing back to me. Okay. Well, thanks everyone for sharing. I think I've now done everyone that has had their hand up. We've got. Let me just a little look at the questions. We've got some questions. We've answered the question: "Are people getting married?" And the answer is yes. Ana and Paulo clarified we've had a good few marriages from it. How can we convince the US Postal Service to issue a post-crossing stamp? I know there's been a couple out that I think Finland and is it Finland and Switzerland? Ana and Paulo, how did they manage to get away with that? How did they do it?
It's basically just pressure from the people. So write to your post office, organize yourselves in the forum, like make a postcard writing campaign and tell them like, we really want a post-crossing stamp. And sometimes it works. I mean, some post offices are a bit more open to the idea than others. Some post offices work with some more restrictive laws, so they cannot do this kind of thing. But if people try, maybe there's a chance, right?
Okay, so start a post-crossing riot, essentially.
Yes.
Yeah, the Netherlands, Guernsey issued a post-crossing stamp as well.
Okay. Okay, I think there's a question about how we started postcard collecting. I guess that maybe is one for you two as well. Like, where did the idea come from? How did you begin postcards?
So we're not collectors at all. Actually, we just really like going to the mailbox and having a postcard there waiting for us. So that's basically it. I don't know. I know why people collect postcards. They're lovely. But for us, it's really just the connection with the people and making someone happy, and conversely going to the mailbox and hey, surprise.
I think there's one more as well, people saying, what's the most unique postcard ever sent or received? Like, I know in my office I've seen people posting leaves and potatoes and things like that, but what's the most unique postcard you think you've seen?
We actually have a few here that some people sent us last year for the 150 years. We made a little exhibition at the Universal Postal Union, and people sent us lots of cards, like including cards with stuff inside, like that. Or postcards that have like little windows where the postcards are floating there. What else? Paper plates. They also work as postcards, I suppose. Or this really wonderful knitted card that was sent just like this. Like it has a little bear with a bag and some postcards peeking in. It's really a postcard.
That survived the post. I'm really impressed.
Yeah. Yeah, over the years, people have sent us nice things. Small postcards, big postcards, but they're all wonderful.
Okay, fab. Well, I think that about wraps things up. So I think I'll pass back over to Isabel who I think is going to do a final farewell.
I've just got to remember to unmute myself. Well, we just wanted to say thank you so much for everyone for coming and for sharing as well. It's been absolutely brilliant. I've really, really enjoyed it. Thank you to Ana and Paulo as well. And thank you, Graham, for the brilliant insight into the 150 years and just sharing some of your collection. It was really wonderful. Thank you, Constance, as well, for hosting us all and making sure we could see all those videos. And just, I hope, wishing everyone a really, really amazing World Postcard Day. Yay!
Go send postcards.
Yeah.
Also, thank you to whoever just said I've got a beautiful accent in the chat box. Big thanks to them.
Is that right?
Yeah, someone said I've got a nice accent, so